So listen, man. Last week, one of Miami great coaches. You know what I'm saying? National championship. He beat IMG, won state championship. Got fired, and it was kind of like a surprise to some people. I mean, the people who inside knew eventually it was going to happen, but his coaching acumen and his resume and who he is as a coach kind of precedes itself. Throw that up there, Hayes. So today he dropped like a farewell video, and this is one of the things that I've always liked about Coach Jude is that he always I'm going to call it marketing. I don't know if that's how he saw it, but he documented things like he understood that your program has to be seen in order to grow. Like he understood that. So today on his way out, man, he dropped this video.
It's about you looking there and then everybody thinks beating them. It's dominating. Like having them look like, what the hell we think by giving them these ratings? That's because you gave it to them. He ain't heard it. Oh, there we go. Hey, no, what? You gotta go. Look, 61 for 4 minutes. We gotta win this game. Girl. I had a door and I opened it and I told one player to stand right by the door and I told another player to take 10 steps behind him. The person that makes it through that door gets $100. And the person that I told takes 10 steps back, he was like, that ain't fair. That's life. That's privilege. You understand me? So does that mean that you can't beat him to that door? I mean, yeah, but I gotta run fast as hell. I said, bingo.
Bingo. No, he was full of those. He was full of stuff like that, man. I interviewed him. He could do that in your face, like a freestyle instantly. Coach, hey, you caught this video today, man, and it intrigued you, man. You could explain to the people why.
Yeah, I when I saw, I've never met Coach Jude, but I think we have some similar stories, right? Where you see a guy, and again, I don't know the back end of why what is. I can only assume. But I'll say this to say, I know when you're a head coach and you put in that much time and stuff like this, and I'm getting fired and I'm winning. I'm making a difference in these shorties' lives. He just went viral for a kid getting a scholarship offer. Kind of tricked him a little bit, saying, hey, man, you wasn't in class doing what you're supposed to do. Woo, woo, woo. And the shorty like, huh? I was on a field trip. Man, you got an offer. And the shorty just, you can see him kind of like melt. Like, I think what I hate about high school football, especially on the public side of it, is administrators, and I'm speaking generically here, they don't get it. They don't understand all of the hard work, the stuff that going to the house, getting those phone calls at 2 a.m. from the parent. Ain't nobody calling the principal at 2 a.m. about their kid. You going in playing counselor, psychologist. You doing all these things for $4,000 a year coaching. Right. You ain't making $8 million like these coaches out here. You're making $4,000. Maybe it's probably $5,000 at this point. You're doing all these things. And because maybe me and you don't get along, you are willing to damage the big picture, which is the betterment of these shorties. Because me and you can't get along. But because I can do it, I'll get rid of you. Now, I don't know what happens on the back end, but what I do know is if he's making a difference in these shorties' lives, then we can set our differences apart. Now, I don't think it was a scandal or anything like that. I don't believe that to be the fact. I mean, I don't know that to be factual, but bro, you're winning. You beat IMG. The big bad wolf. You skin him alive.
Beat him.
You put and you kept the train rolling. You took over, like they say, here go the keys to the Ferrari, just don't wreck it. No, I ain't wreck it. Coach, I wouldn't took that thing to the rim shop and put some chrome rims on that thing, man.
Man, I've never told this story too. I remember after they won state when they beat American Heritage that night. When Brandon Ennis kind of went off at the end and Tony fumbled the ball or whatever. I didn't think they had a good team that year. I thought they were undersized. I thought they were young, and they went to state and won it. They had a good quarterback, a great quarterback. And after the game, I remember asking the AD, who's not the AD anymore, Troop. I grew up with Troop. I said, Troop, I didn't think Central had it to win state this year. I thought it seemed as if they were young, they were undersized. And he looked at me and he said, "Man, it's that Haitian right there." That's exactly how he said it.
You talking about Coach Jude?
Yeah. So he said, "Man, it's that Haitian right there, man." He said, "Them kids believe in them."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And here's the sad part about it. The community don't get mad. They'll get on and be like, "Boy, that messed up, boy, they fight," but they ain't gonna activate. They ain't gonna motivate. They not gonna do none of that stuff. Like, and these administrators, the school board ain't gonna question, "Hey man, why y'all doing that?" But I always like to flip it on the principals. Imagine you go in there, you turn your school that's a challenge to an A school, right? And it probably does happen to them too, right?
Right.
And they take you and move you. Because I know that does happen to principals. Like, they get the school up and then they go take you and put you in another bad school because they think you could just keep replicating the same thing.
Yeah.
But for these shorties and these players, it's like it's such a disconnect between that front office and that locker room, bro. It's such a disconnect, especially in the public school, bro.
Yeah. Now there's a few things happened on his watch, right?
Right.
I don't know what a fireable offense looked like, but a few things happened on his watch. And that's why the people around kind of was waiting on it. I think you had like the lawsuit when Amari Wallace got hurt. They said it was an illegal scrimmage. I still never got to the bottom of it because Sports Illustrated made it seem like they was had on pads scrimmaging and it wasn't even time for practice. And I don't know. I wasn't buying that. I could see how some got together for a 7-on-7 or something like that. But Amari Wallace got hurt. I think his parents ended up suing. And then you had the losing 9-8 games this year because of the illegal player. Bro, I try to measure the influence that a guy have on kids in the community to some of this stuff, right? And it goes back to, man, the old alumni, and because they never really was fond of him. They never really was fond of how he recorded everything, how he marketed everything, how he put out hardcore videos, right? Like of him speaking like a coach speaks in the locker room. He didn't hide it, but it was very entertaining. And me being a guy who created Footballville, I believe that's how you build a program. I have suggested that to a few programs that have basically benefited from it. I believe that's how you build a program. You show them your program having fun. We have social media. You have a platform to show it. And he would do that, and they was never fun of that. The older guys the older heads didn't really like that. He was a very confident guy. Like, remember Bain went to Nick Saban, went to Alabama and got on the cart with Nick Saban, and Bain was all giddy when he came back, and he got back, and Bain got back, he told him, "You got heroes right here."
Right.
Going way over there to act like you just saw God. Like you got heroes right here that are ready to be, and that's the type of guy he was. And I think he would say that about any situation. He'll speak up. And sometimes guys like that rub other people wrong, and then the politics kick in. Hey, you know it. I mean, politics.
I get it. I was the same way. Rub somebody wrong. Like I said, the dude called me in there. So we're gonna go. We literally had that Wednesday was the very first early signing day. We put the most players in college that day in Orange County. We put 6 that Wednesday. That Thursday, dude called me in and say, "We're getting ready to go to Christmas break. Cole, we're gonna go a different direction." I said, "Huh?"
You was surprised?
I was shocked. I shot. But I think my AD had something to do with it too. That's a whole nother story. Nah. I sent the text out to the kids. I sent a text to the kids on the group text and let them know. You know what I'm saying? And here go the funny thing. All of the parents start hitting me up because the whole rumor was he going to Michigan with Joe. He going to Michigan. So that's what they thought it was.
Oh man. So they didn't even feel the brunt. They didn't even feel the brunt of the bullshit.
Right, because that's what they thought it was. And guess what? Right after Christmas break, Coach showed right back up in January. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm just saying.
You should have went to Michigan with Joe.
Stop I should have.
Acting like a punk.
Nah, it wasn't that.
Right on his coattail.
It wasn't that damn hardball punk mother. But anyway, I'm just saying.
You up there with Gaddis.
Huh?
Joe needed you up there with Gaddis.
I actually met with Gaddis. I actually sat down, me and him. Yeah, we had long talks and stuff. Matter of fact, when they were here at the hotel when they played Alabama that year in the bowl game. But anyhow, they don't understand. I think it's such a big disconnect, bro. Yeah. Such a big disconnect. Because see, I was doing stuff like I had a teacher tell me, oh, this kid don't need to play this Friday. I said, ma'am, you don't dictate what goes on in my program. Now, if I ever come to you and say he need to have an A in your class, then you could turn around and tell me he don't need to play.
Right.
But how are you? Because if he didn't do his work or he did something wrong, give him an F. But you're not going to dictate to me what kids should and shouldn't play. That's just like if I came to you and say this kid need to have an A, then you'll run to the principal and do what? And complain. So you're not going to dictate to me in my program what kids should or shouldn't play.
Right.
I appreciate you handling it or talking to me, but if you feel that strong, give them an F and we'll deal with it from there. But those were the kind of things that you fighting back against. And then they look at you swimming upstream. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's how, I mean, there's plenty of other stories, but that's how things get pushed back against the coach. You know what I'm saying? But if he's making a difference in a shorty life and he's making a difference and he's keeping 105 kids, 150 kids, depending on how big the program is, motivated and excited to come to school, bruh.
It's a disconnect, like you say, bro. It is a disconnect. You feel me? Like,
and I'll tell you this, we don't uproar and fight for nothing, boy, as a community. We don't.
Nah. I mean, we had the American Heritage issue the other day where the kid basically said he hate niggas so much.
And two black people enrolled the next day.
But one coach, AJ Dad, committed to the University of Miami, wide receiver kid. His dad went to Twitter, he went to Instagram and basically said, listen, y'all got 48 hours to explain to me. Get on this phone and come explain what went down. You feel me? Like he gave him 48 hours. And his son, commit, I think he a sophomore, young kid.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he had 48 hours. I got to get back on the phone with him because I told him if he leave, I want to interview him. But he demanded, and then you have Freezy from Show Rider Manager, Strong Arm. He was speaking out. He was lashing out at people. He was lashing out at 305 Sports. He like, where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where y'all? He was lashing out at. Oh yeah. So. But a lot of times, like, we don't stand. We'll stand up against each other. Like we'll go.
Yeah, we're a dog of Kanye West. We're a dog of. We're a dog of everybody.
We're going to jail against the black. If another black guy now, we're going to jail. We stand on business. We stand on business. We
done know Diddy, P Diddy to death, dog. We done made skits and everything. You know what I'm saying? But and I guess my whole thing is that's also part of it. Everybody else got to apologize. When does this head? I don't know if they call him the headmaster, the principal, the CEO, whatever his title is, the father. When does he come out? When does he teach his son a lesson and make him stand at the podium? Because let's call a spade a spade. And nobody would have known I'd never even heard of American Heritage when I was growing up. Heard of St. Thomas. I had never heard of American Heritage growing up. I don't know how old the school is, but without those Sony Michels and all of those other players coming through that program, nobody would have known. They would never been on a national stage.
National? Not for sports. No.
No, not for sports.
Well, I guess sports transcends. It is. You're right. You're weird. Like, could they have been on a national stage for education or something else? But I don't think it turns into. Yeah, what you're saying, right? Yeah, it don't.
130 to 200 million people watch the Super Bowl. I ain't seen 200,000 people watch the Brain Bowl. So regardless of whatever it is, call it what it is. Sports brings notoriety, dog. People in California knows what. They know what St. Thomas is, and people in Miami have heard of Matter Day in California. Why? Because of football. It is what it is.
You think that turns into dollars?
Of course it does.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it does. It turns into dollars, sponsorships, and everything else. Of course it turns into dollars. Bro, why do you think all these private schools, why do you think the private schools, especially in California, are so prominent? Right? We're just catching up in Florida in our private school sector. We're just catching up. Where they're allowing students to come in, blah, 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 outside of the academic realm. Most schools, powerhouses, like most state powerhouses, a lot of them are private schools.
Private schools, yeah, they run. It's amazing that we stuck. It's amazing that Miami-Dade and Broward public schools fought for so long with less resources. It's kind of amazing.
Bro, who would have ever heard of Chaminade Madonna? And I don't know what Pace waiting for. They right there off the Palmetto. That could be a powerhouse.
They did. Yeah, but because it's give and take with the private schools. I've seen it so many times. I've seen Gulliver have their run, and then you get a dad whose son was the center.
You get pushed out.
Now little Leroy the center. And now the dad is talking to the player like, hey, listen, man, I'm not paying y'all $20,000 a year.
Right.
Well, look, Caleb be on the bench, and then he starts pushing back. And then and it happened at U School. It happened at Gulliver. Somehow St. Thomas and American Heritage, like it's a thing.
Correct. 1,000%.
And they fight for football. But yeah, so it happened. It happened. Like football was prominent at U School one time, and then it's almost like they wiped it out just to start it over. And you was like, what was that?
Yeah, like Champagnat or whatever it was called. Like, remember that school down in Hialeah?
Champagnat, that was an anomaly. Like they didn't have a practice field. That thing was like the size of a 7-Eleven.
Bro, that thing was a straight apartment complex. Now we used to go in there and recruit kids. Hey, apartment 106 got a wall unit in it, man. That job crazy, but guess what? They were winning state championships, putting them on the map.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what Champagnat was. You wouldn't.
No, you ride by it 10 times, 10 out of 10 times, you ride past it. If you ain't know what it was.
Yep.
So that's all I want to say, man, because I know we're not going to be on here too long, man. We got about 3 minutes left out of this deal, and then we're going to get up out of here. But, I'll just say this, man, to Coach Jude, I'm not sure. And even AJ Snipes, man. Shout out to AJ Snipes, man, in the building as well, man. I mean, I think both of these guys are phenomenal coaches. I know Snipes. I don't know Coach Jude. I've only watched him from a distance. But they need to be in coaching because the kids need them. The community needs these guys. Right. Now, if they don't want to coach, then that's a different story. We had that conversation. Right. But they should be getting offers all the time. They should be getting offers all the time where they like, no, I don't want to coach this year. I'm taking a break. And I get that. I totally can understand that. But those kind of guys, man, and I'll say this, right? I'll say this to Coach Jude based on what you were saying. Go watch Kendrick Lamar. You got to know how to play the game a little bit too now, right? You got to know when to press the X button, when to press the square button, when to press the circle, when to press the triangle, right?
Right.
So that's all. That's my only advice I have to him is I understand it, I get it, but at the end of the day, you're not the shot caller. So you gotta know how to play the game, like he said. So that's all I can just say in that sense, man. But yeah, man, I loved his energy. I loved the way he attacked it, and kept that thing rolling, bro. Kept it rolling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, man. Let's get up out of here, but we want to leave him with some Coach Jude.
What Coach Jude up to? Oh.
No, we'll just put it back up there and let the rest of it play, dog.
And let it ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What we got? Yeah, let it ride out.
All right.
We talking about the man like he died or something. Doggone.
No, man, he just died on 95th Street. That's all. He'll be back. All right, man. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, comment. No matter what you're following on. I mean, I'm on Instagram tonight. I don't be on Instagram a lot, man. We're on Instagram tonight.
Really?
Come on, you want to make it full screen?
Yeah, don't worry, play it.
All right, let me see.
What the wrong with you saying? That's why we coach you like that.
What nobody else does. You!
We don't have lines on our field. We don't film practice. We got to rent lights. But we still going for the same goal, is to make it out that dope. It's the same thing with the scholarship. If you want it, then you're going to do what you got to do to get it. And you're not going to complain about where you started off at. But I'm going to tell you this, the moment you get that $100, it's going to feel better than him getting that $100 because all he had to do was take a step. You got a story to tell. And it goes back to everything that we teaching in this building and on that field. Life ain't fair. You didn't ask to be here. You didn't ask for your situation, but it is what it is. You gonna roll over and die. All we can do is do the best we can with what we have and make the most out of it. That's the most important part, make the most out of it. And that's what we try to show these kids. A lot of people think, it's just sports and it's football. And it's like, nah, man, it's really more so about life. These kids have a lot to deal with when they leave here.
Hey, yo. Hey, we got family on me, family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, find 3 people telling you love. Let's go. Find 3 people telling you love. Let's go.
You guys are pillars in this. If you really look at it, we've done something that a lot of people can't do. They try to stop us. Now, when I say they, I don't mean the opposing team on the field. There's a lot of things that are into play to stop what we have, but you can't stop what God has ordered. You cannot stop what God has ordered. And I'm just so happy. I'm just so proud of the staff because at the end of the day, we all push each other to be better human beings every day. This is the best staff in America. I told you guys this from jump. The way we work together, the cohesion. Everybody sees the jokes and everything else, but nobody sees the strategy. Nobody sees the motive. Nobody sees how guys are just cross-coaching and saying, hey, I suggest this or you do this. You guys have been a pillar in the community, in your households, and more importantly, with our program. Our kids walk around with their heads held high because they hold themselves to a different standard, not only in the classroom, not only on the football field, but also in the community. We live in a technological world where hashtags are something that they use to communicate. And they carry the hashtag neighborhood heroes. They carry the hashtag neighborhood heroes because they weren't just heroes on the football field, but they were heroes in the community. I think everybody understands this is it. Not the game. If this is the last time, it's going to be our last moment.
Yeah, dog. Shout out to that man, dog. You know what, Street? I know we got to go, dog, but what people don't get, that man said we don't even have lines on our field. We got to rent lights to practice. See, people don't know what that struggle is when you go to a place like Texas where the state give a damn. Bro, these people got 10 state championships and we ain't even got lights. Putting your district on the map, putting your state, your city on the map, millionaire after millionaire in April, holding up that number 1 jersey because they the first round draft pick. Don't even have a uniform. Man, y'all out y'all damn mind for $4,000. Coach, you going back to coaching? Hell no. You muted, Street.
Then it's not appreciated per se. Like it's not appreciated. You go across the state of Florida, hey, you know, these coaches would die to have half of the rings AJ got, to have 2 of them. They don't even like they don't fathom winning state. Like they're good in their cities, but they know it's a storm coming when the playoffs start, and it's like they okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
Street, I know coaches ain't never. I know coaches been at a school 10 years, ain't never had a Division I player in the state of Florida. Let alone talking about the playoffs. People don't understand that Miami, the city of Miami, it ain't a woe is me thing. But I remember saying this, and I always gave love to the West and the Central and those schools, especially in the inner city. Hell, just Miami in general. And they play them doggone private schools. You ain't got coaches in the building. AJ and them used to have to come from work, racing, changing in the car at the red light to put his coaching stuff on. You ain't got coaches in the building.
Right.
Like y'all, I don't think a lot of people understand that coaching struggle, but you're doing it for those moments right there. You saw, I don't know who that quarterback was, number 1, or whoever that player was hugging him. Those shorties felt that, boy. This man speaking at a school board meeting. That was a school board meeting. Telling them hashtag neighborhood heroes. And ain't none of them school board members going to live. Their address ain't in that where them neighborhood heroes live. Do you know that the most positive thing ever happened to a lot of them kids is at football practice? Because when they go home, it's all hell.
I know. I'm from Oklahoma.
I know you know, but I'm speaking to you through you to a lot of people that may not understand this.
I know.
Yeah, I got love for Jackson.
You got it out.
But I'm saying, you had to get that out, dog, because a lot of people don't get it, boy. That yeah, dog. This right here, a lot of these shorties wasn't easy, dog. But you know the beauty of it? We got them there through that door that Coach Jude talking about. That's the door he's talking about. You got some kids that's standing in the threshold because mama got $600,000 so they can go to University of Miami and pay $80,000 out of their pocket. These shorties, they took 10 steps back to get through that door, and you got people out here, and none of them got my last name. I'm just saying, bro, when you see a coach, thank you. That's all I'm going to say, man.
Thank you,
That's all
Coach.
I'm going to say.
Hey, Coach.
Thank you, dog.
Even though you like skin, thank you, dog.
I appreciate you. And I'll just say this. I'll just say this in conclusion. If Coach Jude ever, oh damn, I'm hitting stuff. I got my mic in a new spot. If Coach Jude ever see this, I hope you see this, and I'll just say this, and I'm out. I know you got to run street. It's important. I hit him back on the same video, and I said, thanks, Head Coach Jude, for all that you have done for the players, school, community, city, and the culture. Your impact will be missed, but not forgotten. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you.
I talked to him today.
You did?
Yeah. I sent him something. I sent him something, man. He just said, I appreciate you. He was supposed to collab with me, but I don't know if he can collab with me on that video.
Probably not.
Nah, I'll send him the end of this video, so he definitely get it, bro.
Yeah. Right? Hashtag Dade County Representative. We out of here, baby.